from Secoma Lanes in Federal Way. We're here for the title match of today's JBT event. Excuse me for talking. The opening event of the 17th season of JBT competition, and that is the triumphant voice of Jacob Mullen there, striking in his third frame of the title match, which makes it a double, going against top seed Katelyn Norton Hesser. Katelyn led 7 of the 8 rounds this afternoon and is getting 43 pins of handicap. She struck in her first but opened in the second and has got a tricky little spare there to shoot in the third. Meanwhile, over in the scratch division, 13-time champion Cameron Weier in his send-off event, as he's only got this weekend before he heads off to the Central States for college. He's going up against one-time champ Eddy Smith. Eddy has been bowling phenomenally all day long, while Cameron did most of his phenomenal bowling in the semifinals. That guy survives getting the deadwood, and this is Weier in the third frame, leads by a pin with the spare working. Nope, we'll have 10 for him. Norton missed that spare there in her third frame. She's trying to rebound in the fourth, but it's going to leave another tricky cluster right there. She's a lower average bowler, gets 71 pins a game, so right around a 120 average. Has a high finish of second, so still looking for her first title. While Cameron way up there on most of our all-time statistical lists. Hard and straight at the 10 pin, that's how you do it. Let's see if Katelyn can make this tricky cluster here. Yeah, very nice. Big spare for Katelyn. Over here to fast Eddy, who's had a heck of a day. Plus 397 for his 8 games. That's with bonus pins added in. So let's see. No, it's about 235 and change for an average. One-time champ from Spanaway. Eddy, a natural down and in player that caters to the pattern that's out there today. He's just firing darts right off the corner, and then has been working all day long for him. Look at Mullen. Wow! As you kind of got a picture there, as that was Mullen's ball, just how much friction there is on the far outside of the lane. We use the Kegel Broadway pattern. Sort of, but not really cheetah-ish, in that you got to play outside of the far right, and it's also a very short pattern, 37 feet, I believe. On pretty, on a surface that's pretty conducive to high scores anyway. These bowlers got locked in, played them well, and broke them down into a far outside house shot, essentially. Even though the cuts weren't that high. And Eddy just loves this kind of pattern. That's way left, obviously. Yeah, it was just a bad execution there. So he used the 310.
I love how it shows you how to pick it up and actually shows the ball in the pin.
Yeah,
oh, it's that easy.
That's all you have to do. Minus 48 for the cut and scratch today, so just over a 190 average. Here comes Mullen in the 5th, spare working. Oh, ringing 10. Also a one-time champ on tour, was on the All-Star team last year in the handicap division. Last year ended 2 weeks ago. Kind of have an arbitrary reset button there. Hard and straight at the 310. That's very nicely done. Here's Mullen at his 10, hard and straight, but not enough. That whiff gives Norton a little bit of extra life. Difference is 43 in handicap. Norton theoretically trails by 20, but going to drop some count there at the spare again, and yet another nasty cluster there. At least you got the 7 out of that. 159's no picnic either. See Cameron with just beautiful pace. A 6-step delivery, just fluid as can be on the arm swing. Doesn't quite get that 2-pin to roll. All the bowlers coming from that outside line, hitting that far right breakpoint. Katelyn, who throws the ball straight, doesn't really apply in that situation, but whiffs the spare as well. So she trails by 36 and only gets 43, so advantage Mullen in that match halfway through. And with that spare, virtually dead even, Cameron trails by a pin through 4 frames over there. See if Katelyn can get something going here. She's been bowling so well all day. See one of those light bowling balls get weird deflection there. That was very weird pin action on the 5-pin, but given what she's been leaving, she'll happily take that. Everybody starts out at 0 points at the start of the day. There'll be roughly 20 tournaments up here all season long. Trying to get into the Invitational with $1,000 for first place and the TPC with $2 grand on top. And Bowler of the Year was decided by just 12 points in handicap last year, so a point in August is just as good as a point in May. And that ball checked up a little early on Cameron. That's about as disgusted as Cameron gets, by the way, as far as body language. Here's the polar opposite. In the spectrum of bowlers, you have Cameron Weier, who if he shot 900 would be reacting about how he's acting right now, and then you have Jacob, if he spares a 5-pin, goes ballistic. It's a lot of energy there, but oh well. Oh, wow. Not a textbook spare from Weier, but he gets it. He stays clean through 5 with 4 spares. A little lower scoring pace than we expected here so far for the double. Look out, America. Poor Jacob. 4 years from now, we are going to sneak this online, and when he's asking some girl to prom or something. And oh no. A wry smile from Norton there as she's just not getting any love right now. 6, 7, 10. Eddy's spare up here in the 5th. Boy, just piping it down there. Looks awful darn comfortable. And Norton's going to slide off on the split attempt, so big trouble for her right now. Eddy just sort of maintained the same pace he had all day long en route to that top seed, while Cameron was only plus 30 after qualifying and shot 773 for his 3 semifinal games to leap from down towards the bottom of the field up to the number 2 seed. Oh my goodness. I don't know what weight Katelyn's throwing, but that ball deflects a lot to leave a 5-pin, and then a 5, 8, 10 is just deflection city. Nice. Oh, Smith dices up the rack, and uh-oh, we got that Deadwood guy coming back on camera. Oh, the boss man. Hey, this could make it. Yeah! Great job at the 5, 8, 10 from Norton. We got a special guest appearance by Mr. Mike. The king of Secoma. He's been here for a long time, folks. Thanks very much to him for helping get the arrangements finalized for our first visit here to Secoma. Probably not our last. Had a great time today. Good turnout for a sunny August day.
Very look at it.
Gorgeous outside. Doesn't get the
Dark window.
Doesn't get this nice for half an hour. We're going to see the classic form. Here we go. Hook! Carry! Carry! Yeah! Yes! I love it! That was awesome. Yeah, if he understood what he was saying, he probably would have. That was pretty funny right there. Jacob is a competitive young man. He's in the zone right now. It's there. Oh yeah.
I think he's run out of things to say.
Hey. He's well in command.